Hey guys, so here in Jones Beach, Oregon, do a little bit of kite surfing, shakedown on the van. So let's get some on the water and then we'll give you a show around what's going on. So after some time at the beach, sand everywhere, great fun, but you want to get off the beach. So I've come to quite a nice little campsite. I mean, it's busy, it's in town, in the little town here. Nice place, but come here so as I can get some power, have some grass, have a good old clean out, bit of a shakedown, give you guys a show round the van. So let's kick it off from here. Okay, so here she is, an Ekko 2025 23B on the Sprinter chassis. It's got the full paint job. So you see I've had a good old sort out here, a bit of a shakedown, make sure everything's working like it is. I've got my little outside barbecue option there plumbed off the van. Let's just start at the back here somewhere. So one of the big sells for the Ekko is this garage, this ability to stuff all this gear in. As you can see, I've got all my kite gear on here. I'm in pretty much travel mode. I've got full camping gear. I've got the bike rack on, and bike off is off at the moment. And I've kind of set myself up in full mode, right? I've got the house Starlink, and I've also got this Renogy panel which is left over, a 200 watt extension panel, which should help do the stuff that's on the van. The van's got plenty of its own. So if I just quickly climb up this ladder here, you can see, hang on a second. Nice big flat roof, loads of solar on here, got AC. It's got the King system, which I'm not a big user of, but yeah, I've got to get up here in 303 this roof, but you can see plenty of space. The van actually comes with two propane tanks. I know a lot of off-road overlanders don't really like that, but yeah, for the heating, does the water, does the heating, and then you can plug in and get limitless barbecue. Another nice feature with the Ekko is all of this body space that you see gets filled. They put compartments in. You see, I've started doing some modifications. I put a little raised table in there so as I can put some extra gear in there, which gives you a little bit more room. And then with the Ekko, you get this kind of permanent door, which a lot of people don't like. There's this funky business of it having two separate controls. So there's a little modification that I'm prototyping here that will just allow me to keep that just as it is. But if we come inside, you've got the electric step. Come inside, and from a layout point for us, the number one really was this sleep situation. Being able to have two separate beds, not that we want to be separate, but just not climbing over each other. So at night you can just sort of climb down the stairs here and come into the toilet, without waking each other up. It's actually a very nice, comfortable bed, strangely enough. And so yeah, lots of room. You see here at the campsite, great place to come and clean everything out and check everything out. One of the things that are also kind of interesting about this rig is if you get in here and lift this up, you get a nice amount of storage space underneath. You see I've got a general cupboard here. I'm not really using a lot of space myself, but you get that on both sides basically. And then obviously this is the drawer, so you can kind of strangely get in there, and there's a little secret space there, which is kind of, I don't know what to do with that really. So from the bedroom out into the, I've got this sort of set up. This will you don't have to do the sofa option. You can have a little table here. Man's not so keen on the seats rotated, but what I've come to realize is you can lie, put your feet up on that, and that's actually pretty comfortable at night. But it's a pretty big rig. And so if I put this guy in in wide frame mode, when you sit back here in the chairs, you've got a little bit more room. And then on the modification front, I've already started buying some aftermarket things for it. There's plenty of them for this thing. So as you can see over here, I've already put in the extension table, which gives you a little bit more room to basically get off the unit. It's a little bit limited unit space here. I think the Heimer had even more room than this. And then that came with a nice little fold-in in here. All my Gridfinity 3D printed stuff for all of our gear, which is kind of nice. Most of it transferred over from the Heimer, which was good. I've got a little bit of space to fill in over here yet, which is cool. But it's kind of got everything in it that we want from this respect. So actually plenty of drawer space. and a full-size convection microwave, which is nice. I've only done a little bit of warming up of milk in there, but yeah, I assume you can cook in it. And then big feature for this unit is the, you know, practically full-size fridge. It's not full-size, but you know, little freezer compartment in here, which is kind of nice. Bit of salmon in there. Look at that. No, yeah, yeah. So that's kind of nice. Full-size fridge. And then finally, bathroom. One of the things that's a real, I've taken the door off of here. You know, because I hang my wetsuit in here. There's actually a pole that I put up across here, and I hang all my wetsuits in here as a wet room for me. But while we're in resi mode like this, yeah, Amanda likes to have a curtain here, just so you're sitting on the loo, you know, and that's kind of nice. So it is. But you've got the regular RV toilet. This edition actually spins, which is quite useful, as it turns out. And the reason you need it to spin is because you close this round. Because this whole thing does a conversion. So what we do is we swing this door out and round. The catch is actually gone up here, typical Winnebago. And then you've actually got a usable shower. Obviously a strain floor. Got me lovely Inhabit mats here. You know, another aftermarket look, lovely. Easy way of spending money. And you've actually got a usable shower. Shower curtain goes round. And you can actually shower inside in the warm. Obviously when you come off the beach, that's pretty cool. And then finish off the inside, getting little things on a couple of mods that I've made. If you look over here, put some little shelves in there. This is actually going to be a pantry space, complete for pantry, so we'll leave this for dry stuff. And then on the other side over here, that's flipped. Yeah, you got a kind of my office space. Again, I've started popping some shelves in and doing some bits and pieces. On the formal buy stuff, of course, got your van maids. I've sort of gone a bit limited with those. I've just put them on these two little packets, and then I've got the roof up here, the roof blocker. Not going to do. They do a complete block for here. They do windows. They do everything. I'm going to sort of hold on that for a while. And then from the media perspective, TV comes with soundbar. Pretty good actually, listen to that. Oh yeah. And then I've got it set for, you know, put the RAM mounts came with, which is really nice. RAM mounts on everything. So I've gone RAM mount crazy, as you can see. Got RAM mounts everywhere. But what it does mean is I can stick my iPad with an internet connection on it, and I can have that there, you know, play media and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. They have it. So lovely clean van, all done. Kind of nice to be somewhere grassy and nice after a night in the mountains and a day on the beach and a night in the beach. So great. Love you all. Catch up soon.